If you're sleeping until 10 on Saturday to fix your week, you might actually be making Monday worse. Your brain tells you you're recovered, your biology didn't get the memo. I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you try to catch up on sleep, what it actually fixes, and what it leaves completely untouched. Plus, the 3 rules to actually use it without wrecking Monday, including the one thing most people do to catch up that shifts your internal clock 2 time zones in the wrong direction every single week. This video is part of our Deep Sleep and Optimal Recovery Blueprint series, where we fix the recovery mistakes that are quietly killing your results. Sleep debt is not a metaphor. It's arithmetic. Maybe you got 8 hours Monday, but Tuesday was 4, Wednesday 6. The shortfall from each night just keeps stacking. The National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute uses that exact framing. Sleep loss that accumulates across the week. And most adults are already starting from behind. That's not a rare edge case. That's most people, most weeks. Sleep debt doesn't just make you tired. It changes how your body handles energy, stress, hormones, and muscle repair. All 3 take a measurable hit when you're running short across the week. For anyone training through this is why your output drops Thursday and Friday. It's not mental. Your body is still paying the debt. So do this right now. Think through each night this week. How many hours did you actually get? Add up the shortfall from each night. Drop that number in the comments. That's your debt going into the weekend. Here's what actually happens when you try to fix it. Weekend catch-up sleep is not useless. If you've been running short all week, sleeping longer on Saturday does help. Your sleepiness drops, your fatigue improves, some of your stress markers, specifically cortisol and inflammatory signals like IL-6, they start to normalize. That's real, that's documented, and that's why it feels like it's working. But here's where it falls apart. Your alertness and reaction times stay impaired even after a full night of recovery sleep. Your metabolism, specifically how your body handles insulin and blood sugar, stays disrupted when the pattern repeats week after week. Your sleep and metabolism are still out of sync longer than you think. Sleep debt doesn't just deplete your energy, it shifts your circadian timing. Your body runs on an internal clock that controls when hormones release, when cells repair, when your metabolism is active. Lose enough sleep across the week and that clock drifts. 1 or 2 nights of catch-up isn't enough to fully reset it. That's why your athletic performance tanks on Thursday and Friday even when your motivation is fine. That's why you're still tired after 10 hours of sleep on Saturday. That's why real athletic recovery requires more than just extra hours in bed. And the reason it keeps happening, the reason Monday still feels brutal, is not just how many hours you slept, it's when you slept them. There's a term for what's happening to you every Monday morning. It's called social jet lag. And it has nothing to do with getting on a plane. It happens when your sleep schedule on the weekend shifts far enough from your weekday schedule that your body thinks it's in a different time zone. Every Friday night, you sleep until 10, 11, noon. You just flew yourself 2 time zones west. Every Monday morning, your alarm goes off at 6. You just flew back. That's not a metaphor. Your cortisol curve shifts. Your melatonin timing shifts. The light signals your brain expects in the morning don't match when they actually arrive. And sleeping in means you're missing that morning light window that sets your clock in the first place. So your body spends the first half of the week trying to recalibrate. Monday feels brutal, Tuesday's no better. You're literally fighting your own biology. That late shifted weekend sleep isn't even high quality. When your sleep timing drifts, you spend more time in lighter sleep stages, less low wave sleep, less of the deep restorative sleep where muscle repair and growth hormone release actually happen. So you're not just shifting your clock, you're logging hours that don't fully count. And there is good news, is that this is completely fixable and you can start this weekend. Whatever time you get up Monday through Friday, don't sleep more than an hour past that on Saturday or Sunday. That one constraint limits how far your clock drifts. It keeps your cortisol curve, your light exposure, and your melatonin timing close enough that Monday doesn't feel like a different time zone. If you need to recover, take it, but keep it modest. The National Sleep Foundation guidelines support 1 to 2 extra hours on non-work days for people running short during the week. Beyond that, you're not recovering, you're drifting. If you're still exhausted after 2 extra hours, the problem isn't the weekend. The problem is the weekday leak, which is rule number 3. Catch-up sleep is triage. It's not a strategy. Pick one thing you can do this week to protect your sleep window Monday through Thursday. Hard cutoff on screen 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Earlier alarm means earlier wind down. One change, 1 week. If you rely on the weekend to fix everything, you will always be behind. We covered exactly how to build that routine in the evening routine video linked above. So here's where we landed. Weekend catch-up sleep is real. It does reduce sleepiness and help some stress markers recover, but it doesn't fully restore performance. It doesn't fix your metabolism. And if you're sleeping in past that 60-minute anchor, you're in social jet lag territory. And it costs you Monday and Tuesday every single week. The rules aren't complicated. Anchor your wake time, cap the catch up, fix the weekday leak. That's it. Now that you know what's draining you across the week, the next mistake most people make is using caffeine to cover it up. And if the timing is wrong, you're not just tired on Monday. You're wired at midnight, short of sleep again on Tuesday, and the whole cycle restarts. That's the next video in the series, caffeine timing. If you're tired of using coffee as a band-aid that makes the whole problem worse, subscribe so you don't miss it and click the playlist on screen now to keep going.